We go to the Trump page. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, down to Houston, New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, hey, that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. I love it when he dances. The men who died, who gave that right to me, and I'm proudly stand up next to you, contender still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Sorry. Hi, Laura. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't, you better believe it, Maureen, who died, who gave that right to me. And I proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Oh, President Trump, love to see you alive and well. Makes my heart happy. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Maureen. Yeah, this is great. Trump at turning point. Hey, Arnie. I know, earlier today, I cry every time I see President Trump, honestly. USA, USA, USA. Welcome, everybody, to the Beach Report.
Hello, Duluth. Hello, Duluth.
Hello, Duluth.
Special hello to Georgia. And I'm hearing our numbers are very, very good. There's a rumor.
Hi, Cheryl. I'm so glad you're here.
We're doing well. Thank you very much. And I'm thrilled to be back in this incredible state with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots, which is what you are.
Got that right.
And I'd like to begin by asking a very simple question. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
Hell no.
I was very unanimous, wasn't it? The answer is no. By any standard, the answer is no.
No,
And I'm
very
here today
much
with
not.
a message of hope for all Americans. With your vote in this election, I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of criminals into our country. And I will bring back the American dream. I'm going to bring it back very quickly. Our country is being destroyed and crippled by Kamala Harris. A person that got no votes, no votes. Therefore, she's a threat to democracy.
Yes, she is.
But together we're going to fix our nation, and we're going to fix our nation fast. With your support on November 5th, America will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than ever before. This election is a choice between whether we will have 4 more years of incompetence, failure, and disaster, or whether we will begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. After all the catastrophes she has caused, Kamala Harris can't say one thing that you do differently. You saw that? What would you do differently? I can't think of anything.
Right.
This is the worst president in the history of our country and the worst vice president in the history of our country. And Wrong Track just came out.
Me too, Donna.
89% Wrong Track. I want to know who are the 11%? Who are they? Where are they? I'm asking you to be excited about the future of our country again. This will be America's new golden age. And remember, every problem facing us can be solved, but now the fate of our nation is in your hands. In Georgia, you have to stand up and you have to tell Kamala Harris that, Kamala, you've done a horrible job. You're the worst ever. There's never been anybody like you. You can't put two sentences together. The world is laughing at us because of you and Crooked Joe. Kamala, you're fired. Get out. Get out. Get out. You're fired. Two days ago, I was in western North Carolina where I witnessed the terrible devastation of Hurricane Helene. And I was here in Georgia with your governor a few weeks ago. He's doing a good job, by the way. Very good job. Thank you.
E is for peace, Cereal.
To every family who has lost a loved one or a home.
Most peaceful
in that terrible
president
storm,
ever.
Our hearts are with you and we are praying for you. The polls, despite everything, the polls. Do you see what's happening here? Here, Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia. The polls. The polls are through the roof, but what's better than that? The early voting is, people have never seen anything like it. They've never seen anything like it. Because the American people are fed up with the people that are leading us down a road to disaster. So the polls are open for early voting in Georgia every day from now till November 1st. You got to get out there and vote, but most importantly, just vote. Whichever way you want to do it. I've been one that says, whichever way, just get out and vote. Be a little careful, make sure your vote gets counted. There are ways of doing that too. With your help, 13 days from now, we're going to win Georgia. We're going to defeat Kamala Harris, and we are going to make America great again.
That's right.
Thank you. What a nice crowd this is. What a nice crowd. If Kamala gets 4 more years, she will obliterate our economy, kill millions of jobs, and destroy your family finances forever. They're destroying our country. They're destroying our country. It's not even possible that they can be doing what they're doing to our country. They're either really bad people, they don't have a clue, maybe they're stupid people. But you know what, I'll tell you, or maybe they just want to get extra voters. Nobody really knows the answer, but just from a common sense, you know, we are the party of common sense, and from a common sense standpoint, how can they be doing what they're doing?
Because they're criminals.
Kamala's inflation nightmare has already cost the typical family over $30,000 in higher prices, and now she wants to raise typical family taxes by nearly $3,000 a year.
Human trafficking.
No idea. Did you see her today? She was asked kindergarten-type questions by MSDNC. She was unable to answer them. But the best is 60 Minutes. They changed her answer.
Treasonous.
Should I sue them?
Election interference.
Should I sue
them?
Should we sue 60 Minutes and CBS? No, think of it.
Make them pay.
They asked her a question on 60 Minutes, which is news. You know, these
Right,
companies have to
agree.
get licensed. And in the licensing, it says licensing says they have to be honest. They gave her a question. She gave an answer that was from a loony bin. They said, we can't have that. They took the answer out in its entirety, threw it away, and they put another answer in. And I think it's the biggest scandal in broadcasting history. That's what I think. It's election
You're right.
interference fraud.
You're right. Election interference, fraud. Sue
The
them.
tax queen, because that's what she was called. She loves taxes. This is the only person I've ever seen. She campaigns.
I
on
joined a
we will raise
class
your
action
taxes.
suit.
All my life I've watched politics, and everybody said, we will cut your taxes, cut you. She says she's going to raise your taxes. The tax queen is also demanding a shocking 33% tax
Got that
hike
right,
on all
Daniela.
domestic production,
Welcome, my friend.
along with the largest capital gains tax
Absolutely common
on
sense.
unrealized gains. Unrealized.
Unrealized
In the
gains.
history of our country, it's
Exactly,
really a confiscation
Daniela.
of your property. It will crash the stock market and decimate your 401ks, but we'll have a 1929
You know why.
type
Hey, Janet.
depression. This woman is crazy. Take a look at this.
Hi, Justin. Welcome.
To get rid of that tax bill, calling for a bold repeal of President Trump's tax cuts. If Kamala Harris was elected president, there are many different tax policies which could cripple the economy. But the first thing she wants to do is allow these Trump tax cuts to expire.
Even the New York Times admits that 85% of the middle class got a tax cut.
Americans will face a hike.
Woot woot,
Tax
Northern
foundation finding that
Michigan.
A couple with 2 kids,
Dude, I
making
feel for ya.
$165,000 a year,
You're in the
would have
danger
to pay
zone.
over $2,400 more in taxes.
And on day one, I will repeal that tax bill. Joe Biden and I are about to work to get rid of that tax cut. Joe and I are about to get rid of that tax bill. Joe Biden and I are about to get rid of that tax cut.
Everything from a 70 to 80% tax rate.
I think that's fantastic. We've got to increase the corporate tax rate. Part of that is going to be about repealing that tax bill that they just passed. And also looking at estate taxes are going to have to go up. We will tax
She talks
capital
like a
gains, and
fake
we're gonna
black
have to raise
person. She was
corporate
raised in Canada.
taxes.
Look it up.
Gains.
Raised
Doesn't
in
seem
Canada.
fair in any sense
Raised
of the
in
word.
Canada.
Your home goes up, you pay higher taxes even if you
And
don't
it
sell your home.
doesn't, your value of your
That's
home
right,
never moves
Daniela.
the way the stock moves to say, we're going to tax what you don't have. That's a sore point, and it's a big deal. Is that something you think?
Justin, we all love Trump.
I think it's part of the
He's
proposals
gonna
of the
save
campaign.
this country
Under my plan,
from the
there will also be
communists.
a carbon fee. There
Comrade
has to be
Kamala.
some connection between the fee and bad behaviors, and there has to be in that. we
Yeah,
have to
right,
monitor
Donna?
whether it's gonna be passed
She's
on
a
to
fake.
consumers.
She's a
But I'm
big
gonna tell you
fake,
that's
just
no
like
reason not to
oh,
actually
bummer.
Put a fee in. Let's
Both
take a
of them
carbon fee.
cut from the same cloth, people. Think about it. Fakes, both of them. Look at Candace Owens' show lately. Candace Owens tells the truth.
Kamala Harris is also pushing the largest small business tax hike in history. Your businesses are just going to go to other countries. That's all that's going to happen. We brought it down to the lowest level we've ever had.
Done.
And they're going to just drive everybody out. That means the jobs are going to be included. And she wants to massively increase the death tax, or the inheritance tax, as it's known in some quarters, which we eliminated in the Trump tax cuts. You know, we eliminated the inheritance tax on small businesses and family farms. That's
Absolutely,
such a big
Kamala's
thing.
gonna lose.
You know, a farmer has a little beautiful farm. The
Oh,
kids
it's
grow
the
up in the
Beach Report,
farm. They're getting a
Justin.
little older. They sign their will. If they love their kids, not everybody does. But if they love their kids, listen to this. But if they don't worry. Just go to sleep for about 30
Scamala.
seconds.
I love
So
it.
what happens is they leave it, and what happened before me is they would lose their farms because the tax would be very substantial, like 52%, and they couldn't pay, so they go to the bank, the friendly banker, they'd borrow the money, they'd put it against the farm. Within 2 years, the farm was gone, and everybody was crying, and it was a disaster. I got rid of it. There's no more estate tax.
Someone tell Justin what the
There's
Beach
no more
Report is
estate
about.
tax
I'm gonna
on
let you do it. Thank
your
you, Maureen.
beautiful family
Tell them what the
farm,
Beach Report
and
is
there's
about.
No, or small business, and that's a big deal, and they want to end
Ask my
that. They don't
followers,
want that. They
Ewan.
don't like that. They want you to pay a nice big tax and destroy your lives. We're joined tonight by Michael Bellerman, president of the Associated Builders and Contractors, represent over 23,000 small businesses and construction companies. And as a builder, I am very honored to receive
H2A1.
their endorsement. They gave me a unanimous endorsement
You
today.
are
Thank
funny,
you.
Ewan.
Thank you. It's a great honor. And we were also endorsed by, unanimously, the Border Patrol, unanimously.
Ewan is a bit of a science geek.
And I say modestly, they said he's
Brilliant
the
science
greatest president we've ever
like your
had and
sense
the
of humor.
strongest on the border. They said it's not possible to be stronger. We had it down
Thank
to
you,
the
Maury.
lowest level in history. Oh, by the way, should we drop my favorite chart in the entire
Drop
world?
that chart, President Trump.
Drop that chart, please. Drop it. Let's see, we're gonna, oh. There it is. I was looking at me. I started looking at me, and I'm looking. I do not like to wear.
We like the
I don't
NRA,
like my hair
Justin.
tonight. I started looking at me, but I'd rather look at the chart. The chart. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that
That's
chart.
right. God bless that chart.
I wouldn't be here. But if you notice the arrow on the bottom, I take it to bed every night and I kiss it.
I believe he really does.
See the arrow on the bottom? That is the day I left office. Look what happened after that. What they've done to our country is unbelievable. And that includes human trafficking, which is mostly in women. Do you know?
Abercrombie and Fitch, look it up.
And 25,000 children in the last 3.5 years. Think of that.
Can you even?
That's your biggest stadium, filled up many, many times. 325,000. They're either dead, they're sex slaves, or they're slaves, but they're missing. Probably most of them never to be seen again. This is under their open border, horrible, horrible policy, and nobody talks about it. The fake news, look at all of them back there.
We
Look
talk
at
about
all
it
of
on the
them.
Beach Report.
That's a lot. That's a lot of fake news.
A lot of fake
The
news.
fake
Hit that
news
like
won't talk
button,
about
please.
it. I've never seen, 325,000 children gone. They're gone. And the fake news doesn't write stories about it. They don't talk about it. And even when I put up, like we're going to see a couple of videos tonight, they never put the camera on the video. A friend of mine calls me, oh, I love watching you on television, but when you put up videos, and they're important videos, and instructive, and they teach you what the hell's going on, the camera can't move their damn little camera like this and like that. That's just like a piece of steel. And we say, move your camera. They won't do it because the executives back in New York and in California say, don't move that camera. The camera operator does want to move it, but wants to keep his job. Can you believe it? They won't move the camera, so you won't see it home. I'm sorry to tell you. You won't see it. You won't see it. It's horrible. So when you look at that, that was the best we had, and it was going better. We had it done. The border was the most secure it ever was. And then they came in. They got rid of Remain in Mexico. That's pretty good, right? Remain in Mexico. Wasn't easy either. It was Remain in Mexico. When I said to the president of Mexico, he's a good guy. He's a socialist, but that's okay. These are minor details. But I said, listen, President, we want everybody to remain in Mexico before they come in. We want to check them out before they come in, Mr. President. He laughed at me. He said, that's so funny, Donald. Why would we ever do that? I said, you're going to do it 100%? You're going to do it 100%? No, we cannot do that. We're not going to. Why would we do a thing like that? That would be hundreds of thousands of people. That's right, on your side of the border, not on ours. He said, we will not do that. We will not do that. I said, listen, I don't want to embarrass you, so send me over your representative. And a man came over to the White House 2 days later wearing the most beautiful suit I think I've ever seen. And I wanted to ask him, who is your tailor? But I didn't think that would be an appropriate way to start the negotiation. Most gorgeous looking, the guy was a handsome guy. That suit was like perfect. But I thought I wouldn't do that. And I said, we want a couple of things. But we want you to, number one, provide us thousands of soldiers free of charge because you're letting people pour into our country. They said, we won't do that. I said, yes, you will, 100%. He said, we won't. I said, yes, you will. He said, no way. I said, way. And I said, you're going to do it. And the woman from the State Department, very good woman, but a terrible negotiator. She was 25 years. All she did was Mexico. And I said, we want
Yes,
this,
you in
and we want
science
that, and we
lab.
want all these different things, 10 different things.
Glad you're here.
The medical
You are
stay,
funny.
we wanted everything. And she said, sir, I've been after that for 25 years. I said, well, maybe you and I are different. I will guarantee you I will have it by the end of this meeting. So I told him, you're going to give us all of these different things, and you're going to keep the people there, and we're going to let the people in if we want to, because we want to have people come in, but we want them to come in legally, right? And he said, sir, we won't do that. We will not do that, and we're not going to do remain in Mexico. I said, here's the story. It's Friday. By Monday morning at 7 o'clock, if you don't approve this, and that means over the next 5 minutes, we are going to charge you tariffs of 25%, 50%, 75%. They're never going to stop.
Augie
He
Muffin's
said, sir, you
ready.
can't do that. That's not fair, sir. I said,
She
no, it's
just
not
had
fair
dinner.
that you're sending people through your country and into our country and destroying our country. It's not fair. That's what's not fair. So this goes into effect at 7 o'clock on Monday morning. Have a nice weekend. He comes back. May I see you in 5 minutes? May I make a call to Mexico?
Hey,
I said,
Barbara.
are you going to call the president? Yes, I am. He comes back in 2 minutes. Sir, it would be our honor to supply you with soldiers.
Better
It would
believe
be a
it.
great honor to supply you with as many soldiers, free of charge, of course, sir. As many as you have no idea what I did in the White House. I stopped wars with France. France, you know the France story? They were going to charge us, think of this, 25% to all America. I have to protect American companies, whether we like them or not. Some of them I didn't even like. You know, Google is treating us much better. Do you notice that? What happened to Google? They're treating us much better. Very nice. I appreciate that very much. They say McDonald's was one of the most viewed things that they've ever had. Can you believe McDonald's? That was a hell of a one, right? But France, Emmanuel Macron, good man, nice guy, but he's a wise guy though. And he likes France, and I like the USA. So I heard about it, I gave it to our people. I said, tell them we're not paying this massive 25% tax, our companies, we have to protect our companies. And I gave it to Mnuchin, I gave it to everybody. I said, you call them and tell them. They came back, sir, they won't do it. Then they came back again and they won't do it. I said, you got one more chance, come back. They came back, sir, they won't do it. And I called up Emmanuel, I said, get me Emmanuel.
I agree,
Macron.
Maury.
I said, Emmanuel, here's the story. You're charging our companies very unfairly a 25% tax. Is that right? Oh, yes, Donald. This was
Pretty sure
approved by
Augie's
our
harmless.
Parliament or whatever the hell they have over there. What? There's 47 different names for that stuff. Yes, Donald, this was fully approved, and there's nothing much I can do about it. Emmanuel, here's the story. If you don't take that tax off, by the end of business hours today, I'm charging you a 100% tariff on every bottle of wine and champagne that comes in to the U.S.
Welcome, Joey.
And he said, Donald, that is not fair. I said, no, it's not fair that you're charging our companies this massive tax because they happen to be American companies. I said, we're not a stupid country anymore, Emmanuel. He's used to dealing with stupid people over here because we've had some beauties, the deals that we allow. And he said, it's not fair. I said, you got 3 minutes, Emmanuel. Tell me what to do. May I call you back? Yes, he calls me back. Donald, we've decided to remove the tax from American companies. I did that. I could stand up here. Nobody writes about this stuff. And I wish I put it on tape, but every time I say, oh, I'd love these conversations. I could tell you with Italy what I did. I could tell you. Here's the problem. Every time I think about I want to tape every conversation. The problem is then I start thinking about Richard Nixon did that. And I say, let's do without the tape. We'll do without the tape. Now, every time I said, did we record that? No, sir, we did not. I wish, because some of them were classics.
He didn't
You
know,
could
Pete.
really hear something. But no, we don't want to do that. Richard Nixon. That was not good. When they found out he taped
wanted to
every
believe in them.
single conversation. But under Kamala, the construction industry will be decimated. You have to vote Trump, and we will rebuild America. We're going to rebuild America. We're going to do it quickly, too. And we already gave you the biggest tax cut in history. We gave you the biggest regulation cuts by far, by 5 times in the history of our country. And, you know, I went to the big business guys. They come in and they kiss my ass. It's unbelievable, these guys. You know, before I was president, Trump is on the phone. Tell him I'll call him back sometime. Once I became president, oh, sir, it's such a pleasure to speak to you, sir.
Absolutely,
it's such
Mo.
a great honor. Oh, I see him. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But we got you the biggest tax cuts in history, biggest regulation. And I said to some of the biggest guys running the big companies, good guys, some bad guys, some are really stupid as hell, some are good. But I said, let me ask
Welcome,
you,
Willard.
I gave you the biggest tax cut in history, along with everybody, and it created jobs, all that. And I gave you the biggest regulation cuts in history. Which is better? Every single one of them said the regulation cuts were more important. People couldn't do anything. They couldn't build anything. They couldn't build plants. They couldn't build. I approved one in Louisiana. 14 years it was under, they know exactly which one, big LNG monster. $14 billion,
Sharks are poised,
too.
Donna.
$14 billion it was going to cost. I think Japan and other countries were putting up the money. After 14 years, they gave up. And I called my people together, and I said, we can't lose that. It's so good, number one. Number two, the jobs. Number three, I mean, it's just important that it's vital that we have it. I got it done in one day. It was done. Congratulations.
We can do
They use a
anything.
lot of times the environment to try and stop projects. Not a lot of times, let's say every time, but we
Every
have to be
time.
very careful with that because we're all environmentalists, but we have to be very careful. You destroy our country. I will pass historic tax cuts for our workers and small businesses, and we will have very important no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our seniors. And we're also going to do something else. And this just came and I announced it in Detroit because Detroit has been decimated. It's been decimated by stupid politicians. And it just came to me. I was called by some of the smartest guys on Wall Street. They said, how did you ever think of it? I used the paper clip. You know, the paper clip, very simple. They take a little piece of wire, they go like this. The guy became rich. And once everybody saw it,
This
comes
is
in
such a
little
good
box,
point that he makes.
129 years ago, probably the same little box. And everybody
Such a
said,
good point.
why the hell didn't I think of that?
Exactly.
Well, this is the same thing.
Yes, it is.
Tax deduction on interest payments on a car. How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
Nobody ever thought of it.
Yeah, right?
And then I came up with a little wrinkle. But only if the car is built in the USA. Is that
Love
a good
it.
idea?
It's a great idea.
Right? And then I'm going to be working with Elon
good
Musk,
idea.
who endorsed us very powerfully.
Hold on, Gina.
He's great.
I mean, Donna.
All I know is I watched that rocket come down. I never saw that. I thought I was watching a movie or something, a space-age movie. I watched that rocket. I was on the phone with a very important person that everybody in this room will know. I got to be careful with using his name. I like to be nice and careful. You know that. And then I decide, am I better off being careful or really entertaining people? And I usually decide on the side of entertainment, and then I have fun. Now I'm talking to this very powerful big guy. We're talking, bop, 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 and I have the screen on the television, and it's muted. Can't hear the sound. And I'm seeing this rocket 20 stories tall, something like that, massive. And it used to be white, beautiful, polished white, and now it's all brown from that like a million-degree temperature coming down, pouring down at 20,000 miles an hour. And it's pouring, and I see that thing is steaming and crazy, and the fire's all over the place, and I'm looking, and then I see the gantry, the big gantry, and I see the thing coming in and slowing down a little bit, but it's still going fast. And I tell this very important guy, listen, would you do me a favor? Hold it for a minute. I'm saying, just hold it. Hold it. When you're leading in the polls and when you already were president, you can say that to important people. Just hold. So
Hey,
I take the
Alice.
phone and put it down.
Welcome,
the
my
sad part
friend.
is I never picked it up. I think they'll say he's cognitively imbalanced. He didn't pick up. These people, are they the worst? So I take the phone, I put it down, I say, just a second, I'm watching something that I don't believe. And I see that fire pouring on the bottom of the rocket and it's coming in sideways. I said, it's gonna crash into the gantry. And then the fire goes on the left side and pushes it over and it lands. And then those two big, beautiful arms, they grab it. I said, what the hell was that? Nobody's ever seen anything like that. So I forgot about my other call and I called immediately Elon. I said, Elon, was that you? He picks up his cell. I said, was that you, Elon? Yes. I said,
Thanks,
can
Sarah.
anybody else do it? No. Can Russia do it? Can China do it? Can the USA do it outside of you? No, nobody else can do it. I said, what do you call those arms? He said, think of them as chopsticks. I said, that's the way they're like chopsticks. They just grab it and they just put that thing down so beautifully. I said, that's
Welcome,
great.
Lisa.
So he's great. He gave
Hey,
me the
Corey.
most beautiful, you know where he is now? He's working in Pennsylvania trying to get us lots of votes because he thinks it's so important. He's campaigning.
It's this important. He is right.
Because he said this is the most important election in our lifetime. And if Trump doesn't win the election, our country is potentially ruined. I mean,
That's a
he's as
fact.
strong as anybody I've ever seen.
That's a fact.
And we have to say, this is a seriously smart guy, right? You know, he helped us so much with the hurricanes because North Carolina had no communication whatsoever. And I was there early and I met one of the people that are in charge. And they said, all our wires are down and people are dying. A tremendous amount of people missing and dying. And the horrible thing. What a horrible hurricane that was. It was a water hurricane, more water than we've ever experienced from one storm. And it created rivers out of valleys. I mean, rivers that were 25 feet high and running down like rapids. It destroyed just about everything. And they had no communication. And the gentleman said to me, is there anything you can do? Do you know a man named Elon Musk? I said, I happen to know him. What's the problem?
Thank you, Darla.
Could he get us Starlink? We're trying to get it. Nobody can get through. Starlink, you couldn't get it because it's very successful. So I called Elon. I said, Elon, whatever the hell Starlink is, can you do me a favor? Can you get it to North Carolina? They need it so badly. And then we talked just for a couple of minutes. And the guy wires me, thank you very much for getting Starlink. I'm still on the phone with Elon.
It's
He
amazing.
said, sir, thank you very much for the Starlink. They said it's coming right away. I said, Elon, we didn't even hang up. How the hell did you do that? He said, that's my secret. He's really a great guy. And he gives up a lot. He gives up a lot. No, he's given up. I mean, it's amazing that he does it.
Welcome,
people don't have to-
Brian.
He just feels so strongly that we're not going to have a country left with these people. Because she's really, seriously, this is not a smart person. And it's not a person that understands. And you can't even say, well, let's go to the vice president, because he is really a sicko, right? Remember he called J.D. Vance and I weird? We're not weird. We're very solid people. He's a weird dude, that guy. He's always pumping his heart, ha, ha, ha. You know, like he's got great heart. He's a sick guy. You got both of them. I don't know who the hell is worse. Well, she did one thing that's very smart in the world of politics. She got herself the worst person possible to be vice president. You understand that? Worst. So bad that they'd probably leave her. I don't know. And by the way, how good is J.D.
Do you love
Vance? How
Kamala
good is she?
Paul?
Right? We drafted the athlete. We drafted the athlete. You look at his academic credentials and all of the different things. We drafted a great athlete. He's doing great. He's a great guy, too. So working with Elon Musk, I will cut a record number of job-killing, unnecessary regulations, which will blow your mind when you see how many. And on day one of the Trump administration, I will terminate Kamala's insane electric vehicle mandate, and we will end the Green New scam once and for all. Once and for all. And we will quickly again, we were never energy independent until I came along. We were energy independent. We went from number 4 to number 1 in a couple of years. We have more liquid gold under our feet than Russia or Saudi Arabia. I got Anwar approved. It's as big potentially as Saudi Arabia. In the first week in office, crooked Joe Biden probably made a deal.
Exactly,
Crooked
Cheryl.
Joe Biden terminated the approval. Ronald Reagan wanted it. He couldn't get it done. Everybody wanted it. I got it done. It was all set. They were all set to start drilling. One of the biggest finds anywhere in the world, as big they think as Saudi Arabia. And in the first week, they terminated. We will have that unterminated so fast. Alaska. But we will quickly become energy dependent again. We weren't energy independent before that. To anybody's recollection, we weren't energy independent before that for maybe 100 years. They don't know if at any time, but we were.
He tells the truth.
Become energy independent, and we will frack, and drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill, baby, drill, and frack. Now, she's not gonna frack. Her whole life, she's talking about, there will be no fracking. There will be no fracking. And I will cut your energy prices in half within 12 months, 50%, half, 50. Starting in January, we will give our companies the lowest taxes, the lowest energy costs, the lowest regulatory burdens, and free access to the single best and biggest market on the planet. But it won't be that way for long. If we have stupid people like this running our country, you're not going to have the big market anymore. It can go very fast. Look at Venezuela. 15 years ago, it was an unbelievable country. Now it's a disaster. They can't get water. They can't get food. But what did Biden do? He starts buying oil from them. Do you believe it? And we have so much. So he's putting them back to health. Such a great move to do. They were ready to give up. We could have let the people go back into Venezuela. This guy, I tell you, the worst. Jimmy Carter is the happiest man because his administration is brilliant compared to these two losers. Jimmy Carter is a happy man. You saw him the other day voting. I think he voted for me.
He did. He voted for Trump.
But only if they make their products here. This is it. Got to make their products. Everything is based on you got to make your products in America. No more making them in China, making them all over the place.
Amen.
And you got to hire American workers for the job. And if these companies don't make their products here, then they will pay a very stiff tariff when they send their products into the United States where they're made by somebody else or some other country. For the privilege of competing with our workers and our cherished but now very protected companies. We're going to protect these companies. We're going to have a lot of companies moving. You watch Detroit. Detroit, you know, for 40 years ago, I've been hearing about Detroit's coming back. Never came back. It'll come back so fast with a series of brilliant incentives that won't cost us anything. But most importantly, tariffs and taxes Everybody's going to be moving back into the country because they're not going to
Make
want to
Detroit
pay.
great
one
again.
Quick story, just a quick. Should I say it or should I just get the hell out of here? One quick story. I thought you were going to say that. One
Do
quick
tell
story.
Justin.
So about a year and a half ago, the largest builder of auto plants, who I know, John, I said, I want to see one of your factories that you're building. He's the biggest. And he said, okay. I said, where would we go? Mexico. I said, I don't want to go to Mexico. What the hell do I want to go? I want to see one here. Well, we don't build them big here. He builds them all over the world. He doesn't care. He builds them wherever the hell they pay him. And that's, by the way, with companies, that's why they move out of our country in 2 minutes if they're not going to be given the right deal. So I said, no, I don't want to go to Mexico. He said, well, the big ones are built in Mexico. I'm sorry. I said, how big is it? The biggest in the world. They're going to build cars. Think of this. Thousands, millions of cars. They're going to sell them into the United States, destroy Michigan. If Michigan doesn't vote for me, I tell you, I'm going to make Michigan richer than anybody. I think even richer than you. I hate to say it. Michigan, we're going to bring back the whole car business, but you can get plants also, okay? Because I don't care. As long as they're in the United States, I couldn't care less. So I said, how big would that be? He said, they'll make more cars than all of the state, the entire state, much more than Detroit. These are big monsters. You press a button and it
saw
starts.
that.
It's
Thank you,
unbelievable.
Maureen.
And the biggest in the world. I said, boy, I don't like that. That's going to kill him. So I started talking about it.
Alex
and
needs
this
to know
plant
I
is
have
being built, and
actual
everyone
Trump
said, oh,
merch.
it's not real. Well, it is.
It's made in
And
the
then it was gonna
USA,
start.
so you're a liar.
And then
Go to
last
hell.
week I spoke in front of the Economic Club of Detroit, and I spoke about cars, and I talked about this plant. And in the audience, just like right where you're sitting, sir, good-looking guy, stand up, please. Right you, that's right.
All
Yeah,
my
stand
Trump
up.
merch is
Right
made in the
your seat.
USA.
That's where he sat, right there. I looked in the audience.
Same with the Trump store I've
And
been
who do I
promoting.
see?
Everything
I see
made in the
John.
USA.
And I said, oh, I passed a message to him while I'm speaking, because this was more interesting to me than anything I was doing up there. And I said, I want to see you after. So I see him afterwards. I said, John, tell me something. How is that monster plant? And it's actually more than one, but this one monster, how's it doing? Sir, they've abandoned that plant. What? That's great news, you know, because it's going to kill us. What do you mean they've abandoned? They think you're going to be elected president. You're going to put tariffs on their
That's
cars.
right.
And they won't be able to make any money. They're going to lose their shirt. They've abandoned the
Thank you,
plant.
Brian.
I said, that's
Love
the
you guys.
greatest thing I've ever heard. Marjorie, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. So Michigan can now keep their car companies going. But in all fairness, those are old plants and stuff. Generally, we're going to give them the greatest new plants. We're going to give them plants that are going to be unbelievable. We're going to put the auto workers. You know, the auto workers want Trump. The Teamsters want Trump. Did you see the Teamsters? The rank and file of the Teamsters voted 62% for Trump. Never had, no thing like that ever happened before. The firemen nationwide voted for Trump. The firemen, never happened before. Never happened before. But I will never apologize for defending America. I'm not going to do it. I will protect our workers. I will protect our jobs. I will protect our borders. I will protect our families.
Ooh, here come the
And
sharks.
I will protect
Dun, dun,
the
dun, dun, dun,
birthright
dun,
of our
dun, dun.
children to live in the richest and most powerful nation
You
on
didn't
the
miss it,
face of
Donna.
the earth, and that's what we're going to have. Under Kamala.
Kamala. Got that
You
right,
know, this
Brian.
crazy Kamala thing is just crazy. First of all, you can't call her Harris because nobody knows who the hell you're talking about. If I say
He's not wrong.
to the legendary Marjorie Taylor Greene, Harris, I say, what do you think of the job Harris is doing? She'll say, who the hell is Harris? Nobody knows. No, it's the truth. Nobody knows who the hell Harris is. It's the weirdest thing, isn't it? So you have to say Kamala. Under Kamala and her economy, millions of Americans, she has no idea about an economy. She's not a smart person. She's a low IQ individual. She is. She is. She's a low IQ person. Millions of Americans are suffering because of inflation. They're losing their jobs. They can't afford housing, groceries, or a car. And yet Kamala is importing millions of illegals across our borders and giving them taxpayer benefits at your expense. And putting them into luxury hotels in New York and Chicago and Los Angeles while our veterans are sleeping outside of that hotel on the street.
That's right. These are facts.
So you're witnessing the economic oppression of Americans to reward and enrich illegal aliens. But all of that stops 2 weeks from now.
Can't wait.
For 4 straight years, Kamala Harris has imported an army of illegal alien gang members and migrant criminals from prisons and jails, insane asylums and mental institutions from all around the world.
Okay, love pierogies.
From Venezuela to the Congo. You know, the Congo's a hot country now for us. They're sending us their prisoners by the thousands. All over the world, they're coming in. From the Middle East, they're coming in. Their prisons are being opened. Venezuela, their prisons. I would do the same thing. I would do it. I would have done it faster than any of them. Venezuela still has some prisoners left. I mean, it's amazing that they've been so nice to us. They're depositing their prisoners. They're dumping. We're a dumping ground. They're dumping their prisoners, their gang members, their drug lords into the United States of America because they say that America is run by stupid people. And they have open borders. They have an open border where anybody can come in, just walk across. Historically, when you have swastikas on your forehead and swastikas all over your cheek and lots of other symbols all over your face, historically that person isn't going to be a tremendous help to our economy.
Justin needs to make pierogies for everybody.
They walk through that open border and probably say, man, are these people stupid? And then they start to kill. They kill. And we built over 500 miles of wall, and we were going to add 200 miles of wall, and it was already made as per specifications of the Great Border Patrol. They want steel, they want concrete, and they want rebar. I wanted just plank. I wanted concrete, beautiful, like long spans of I'm very good at construction, actually.
I was just going to say that. He knows.
I wanted long spans of concrete plank. They didn't want, they said you have to have steel because they cut through concrete too easily. We had a whole big deal. But we gave them just what they want. Even the anti-climb panel on the top. You know the big panel of steel? I hate it. I hate the look of it. But guess what? It's called an anti-climb panel for a reason. Put it up there. We have great stuff, very expensive to build, hardened concrete and hardened steel, very hard to cut even with a blowtorch. I had a very hard time taking it down. And then I ordered 200 miles more, and we could have had it put up in 3 weeks to 4 weeks, and they didn't want to put it up. And then they started selling it for 5 cents on the dollar.
They're criminals.
Okay?
Criminals. We love you, Brian.
And then she resettled these people into your communities all over America.
Poor Kimmy.
And they're the roughest people.
We just laugh at people like
November
you
5th,
and feed you to
the
sharks.
migrant invasion of our country ends and the restoration of our country begins. One of the deadliest and most vicious migrant gangs that Kamala has imported into our country through her open border policy. Remember, she was the border czar. She doesn't like saying that, but she was the border czar.
That's right.
And even if she wasn't, she was in charge of the border. Do you know, I asked the Border Patrol, did she ever call? Not once.
Never.
I spoke to the top 10 guys. Did any of you, I know them very well. They're phenomenal people, by the way. They want to have a great, strong border. They hate, you know, it's easier for them. Let them pour in. Who the hell needs to get hurt? Because it's a rough deal. These are rough people. And I said, did she ever call? Not once. Not one of them ever received a call. She admits it. She never called them. But the savage Venezuelan prison gang, Tren de Aragua. Have you heard of them? They're a lovely group of people. Tren de Aragua. That has taken over apartment complexes and unleashing a violent terror spree all over America, but specifically in Aurora, Colorado, where the governor is petrified of them. He's a radical left Democrat. He is petrified of them.
She's been
doesn't know what to
chomped,
do.
Brian.
They've even taken over Times Square. There's a front page article today in the New York Post. They're taking over Times Square in New York, and they have weapons that our military doesn't even have. You say, where the hell are they getting the weapons? But we have guys that want to confront them, and they're going to be allowed to confront them, and we're going to get them the hell out of here. Take a look at this little video.
Open borders, deadly consequences.
Border crisis, record high crossings.
So unfortunately, we never get to see Trump's videos. We can only listen to them. Thank you, SO. You are a true patriotic American.
This is what they're talking about. Biden and Harris had created a program to bring them in under humanitarian parole.
I am in favor of saying that
Anna Van, why are you so bored? Is saving America not really your thing, or what?
Murder had been released into the United States.
My 20-year-old daughter, Kayla Hamilton, was murdered in her own room. Kayla's murderer was apprehended by Border Patrol crossing illegally into the U.S.
Kayla's murderer had been improperly released into the United States.
Yeah, we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
An Afghan national is in custody today after being accused of plotting an election day terrorist attack. The suspect entered the U.S. on a special immigrant visa.
More than a dozen people suspected of being Tren de Aragua gang members right here in San Antonio.
The gang members had been terrorizing the apartment complex.
New details in the murder of Laken Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national.
And was paroled and released into the country by the Biden administration.
2 men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela are charged with capital murder.
I know, Maureen. I was terrified.
Court documents suggest a group of men arrested for
Donna is a beast, Brian. You need to know her in person. She's a true beast.
Hernandez was booked by Colleyville police.
And Maureen, as far as Obama went, I'll never forget my 10-year-old son telling me about Obama.
Can you believe it?
I did not know the danger.
And that's nice. That's some of the nice stuff. It's much worse than that. The United States is now an occupied country, but on November 5th, 2024, we will call that Liberation Day. It's going to be Liberation Day.
Oh, I can't wait.
Under Kamala Harris, over 13,000 illegal alien convicted murders from prisons, all in prisons. Some killed more than 5 people. Many killed more than 1. Were allowed to enter the United States, and they're currently on the loose in the United States. Right here in Georgia, our nation was robbed of a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student, the best everything, most respected person, beautiful person. Laken Riley, got to know her family very well. They didn't get to know, they never called her family. They never called. And then he pronounced her name wrong. Remember, he called her Lincoln.
I remember that.
Remember that? In Congress, he called her Lincoln, didn't even have the respect of knowing her name.
Semper
Who was out
Fi.
for a
Woo
jog
woo.
when she was assaulted, horribly beaten, and horrifically killed by an illegal alien from Venezuela. The savage monster who murdered Laken was let in and released into our country by the open border policy of Kamala Harris.
Hoorah.
The brother was also in Georgia of this killer. He was there illegally and is also a member of Tren de Aragua. This gang is violent, but so is MS-13 coming out from all over South America.
He's
These
right.
are violent. They don't shoot people. They use knives because it's more painful. They killed 2 young, beautiful 16-year-old girls walking to school in Long Island. And they cut them up into little pieces, and they thought it was so wonderful. And you know who got him? Is ICE went in and got him. And Kamala wants to get rid of ICE. Not a lot of people want to do that particular job, but ICE loves doing that job. Earlier this year, an illegal alien that Kamala Harris released into our country brutally stabbed a man in the back and the face, all over his body, in an attempted robbery in Louisiana. The week before, he raped a 14-year-old girl with a knife to her throat. He's killed other people. Immediately upon taking the oath of office, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. I will rescue every town across America, and every town is worried about it. Every town is. Look at Springfield, Ohio. Beautiful Ohio. I love Ohio. I love Ohio. Look at Springfield, Ohio. A town, small city, but a town of 50,000 people. They've implanted 32,000 illegal migrants into the town. Nobody could survive that. They have to leave. They have to leave. I'm sorry. Nobody could survive that. A
Welcome back, Justin.
person town. Quickly.
Welcome, Hooded Warrior.
32,000 illegal migrants. They call them legal because they had a little trick, but it's illegal. I will rescue every town, and every town is petrified, even if they don't have them, because they know they're coming. They're heading for the towns. They're heading for the towns. Who could do this to our country? Who could do this? Who could do this to our country? It's only good if you are a politician thinking about running for office and running against them. That's about the only thing that's good for. Who could do this to our country? Who could allow this to happen to our country? I will rescue every town across America that has been invaded and conquered. And we will put these vicious, bloodthirsty criminals in jail or kick them the hell out of the country. And we'll do it very fast. And to expedite removals of the
I want some
Trendy,
pierogies,
Rockwell,
like now.
and MS-13 gangs from our country, and many others, by the way. I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil. Think of that. We had to go back to 1798. That's when we had laws that were effective. 1798 we had to go back to. And if they come back into our country, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. Automatic if they come back into our country. And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or a law enforcement officer. And I will end catch and release. They'll be released into Mexico.
You guys are killing me with your pierogies.
We will have catch and release, but not into America. It'll be catch and release into Mexico. I will end all migrant flights. They fly thousands and thousands of people over the border. They've told you with this bill that they keep saying Trump called the senators and said, don't sign it. They're wrong about that. What they don't say is that they made it a little bit harder because they're getting killed for this election. So they made it a little bit harder. They want to make their numbers look a little bit better. But what they didn't stop are Boeing 747s and 757s and 767s flying over our border, loaded up with migrants and dropping them off in the Middle West and the middle part of our country. They forgot to tell us that, but we saw them. We said, what are all those big planes doing flying there? These people are bad people, so they didn't want to stop anything. I will immediately outlaw sanctuary cities in this country. They're sanctuary for criminals.
That's right, sanctuary for criminals.
And I will ban all welfare and federal benefits for illegals because then
Thank
they
you.
won't come.
Take care of America first.
I mean, Gavin Newsom,
You're right,
one of the
Carlos.
worst governors of the history of our country. Gavin
He does
Newsom,
look amazing.
She destroyed San
Welcome,
Francisco.
Bonnie.
Now she wants to destroy our country. That's Kamala. But she worked with Gavin Newsom. what they've done to California. You know, now we have more people leaving California, the most beautiful place. And I tell people I hurt myself when I say that because I have great property there. When I say that, this political game has not been good for me. But I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's peanuts. This is the whole thing. We're going to save our country. What the hell difference does it make?
Wow, Maureen.
No, it's a killer. I have property in San Francisco, big property. And I say that she's destroyed San Francisco. She started the destruction. It was the best city in America 18 years ago. In California, what they've done to California, her, Gavin Newsom, the same group, it's just like terrible. They've destroyed it. And we're not going to let them destroy the United States of America. They've gone far
No, we're not.
enough. As we secure our borders and rebuild our economy, we are also going to make America healthy again.
I love Maha. Woo-hoo! RFK, woo-hoo!
Healthcare plan will make our kids sicker and their diets more toxic. Under the Trump administration, we will get the toxic chemicals out of our food supply, and we will make our
You're right,
children
SO.
healthy again.
Welcome, John Locke.
We will spend more money on healthcare than any other nation, but think of that. You know, we do. I don't know if you know. We spend more money by far than any
I know,
other
right,
nation.
Carlos?
But we have more chronic health problems also than any nation. More childhood diseases than we did just a generation ago. Millions of Americans are realizing that something is wrong.
Something is so
By
wrong.
getting this fixed, not only will we have healthier families, we will save trillions and trillions of dollars and bring down
that right, Brian.
the cost of health care. With us tonight is the man who's going to help us get it all straightened out, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Woo! Oh my God, he's there! Woo woo! Oh, I hope he announces like Tulsi did that he's leaving the Democratic Party. Please, please, dear God. Again, Arnie?
We have 1,000 chemicals in our food.
Listen to this.
That are
He's
illegal
right.
in Europe.
My next book
But
is
the
about
problem
this.
is not from those chemicals. The
You're
big
right,
problem
Jeff.
is
Welcome.
corruption in our federal agencies. And these agencies are now owned by big pharma, by big food, and big agriculture. Don't you want a president who's going to get the chemicals out of our food?
Hell yes!
And don't you want a president who's going to get the corruption out of Washington, D.C.?
Got that right!
And don't we deserve a president of the United States that's going to make America healthy again?
Yes, we do! I love this. RFK, look at it. This is real. Make America healthy again. What a team. What a duo. Please tell us you are leaving the Democratic Party. Please tell us this.
Thank you, Bobby.
Look, Susan's jealous. She needs to go meet my sharks.
Nobody gets a standing ovation like that. What's going on over here?
Right, Maureen?
That's
You and
great,
I.
Bobby.
We
Great.
need to
Thank
meet,
you.
friends.
Thank you.
Brian.
And as you know, Bobby's great mother, she was a great woman. Ethel passed away, so our regards and condolences to the family.
Why doesn't he
Thank you,
leave
Bobby.
the Dems?
Our movement is bringing
I know it's
together
hard for
Americans
him.
of all backgrounds who believe in freedom, democracy, and a thing called common sense. Much of it's common sense.
So much common sense.
Conservative, liberal, it's common sense. Let me also call up two other incredible patriots who want to help save our
Oh my gosh, who
incredible
next?
country. Former Democrat presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard.
Love her.
And by the way, she just became a Republican.
Yes, she did. Woo-woo. Welcome, Tulsi.
And a great man, a brilliant person, and a true character, Tucker Carlson.
Tucker. God, I love Tucker. What an amazing group of people we get to see tonight. Oh, I love these rallies so much. Wow. Wow.
I think Donald Trump's singular contribution to this country and the world is by his presence exposing a lot of things a lot of us believed as fraudulent, as lies.
You're right.
It's changed my life watching it.
Mine
the
as well.
The single biggest lie that Donald Trump has exposed
Welcome, Pauline.
is that this is a functional democracy, when in fact, it's a country oppressed by a small group of its unhappiest citizens for their own benefit. And the promise of this campaign is that Donald Trump will return this country to its owners. And that's its population, that's its people, that's its citizens. And I pray fervently that happens. I mean it. That's why I'm so honored to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Tucker.
We have seen
Maureen?
from the very beginning how much President Trump has been attacked, smeared, censored. The government weaponized against a candidate for president and a former president in ways that have never been seen in our country before.
Agree, Jeff.
The reason why this has happened is because he is the sole person who has had the courage to stand up against the uniparty war machine in Washington and have the audacity to call for peace and an end to war.
You guys, this is so exciting to see these 4 people on stage. Oh my God.
While he has challenged the swamp creatures in Washington, all of you have resoundingly nominated him for president 3 times in the last 3 presidential elections.
That's right.
We know whose side he stands on.
Yes, we do. We are watching history in the making.
He stands on the side of peace and
Where's
prosperity
JD?
and freedom for all Americans. It's why I'm proud to stand with President Trump
Wow.
and why we, the people, must vote to send him back to the White House and make America great again.
Amen. God bless America. Where's JD? Wow. Right, Brian? Look at these amazing people. These are patriots right there. They love our country. All of them. Oh, God. I'm going to cry again. So exciting.
Great people.
Great people.
Great people.
What a team.
Thank you very much. That is a great group.
Sure is.
That is some assemblage of talent. And
Gonna stay with us, girl.
Very great honor to have them. Thank you very much. We're also pleased to be joined tonight by Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones. Burt, thank you. Wherever you may be, Burt, thank you.
Florida in the house.
And Representatives Mike Collins and Marjorie Taylor Greene, please.
Way to go, MTG. I love her. True patriots.
Future Congressman, congressional candidate Brian Jackie's been with me from the beginning, and now he's a congressman soon. And a wonderful human being, a great man.
Kamala has the Cheney's.
Ben Carson. Ben, thank you very much.
Right, Carlos?
Thank you,
Kamala
Ben.
has the
Great
Cheney's.
And thank you, Candy. Thank you very much, Candy. State Senator Clint Dixon. Terrific. And State Representative Mike Kokas. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Good job.
Michigan in the house.
Commissioner Tyler Harper's done a fantastic job. And Chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, Josh McCoon. Josh. Thank you. Where's Josh? That's good. Are we doing okay, Josh? I'm hearing we're winning big. That's good. Former
We
Senator
love our Bryans.
Kelly Loeffler and her husband. Her husband. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, darling. Jeff Sprecher. He owns the New York Stock
Love you,
Exchange.
Brian.
This guy's loaded. He owns the New York Stock Exchange. What's that like, Jeff? What is that like? But he's a great guy. Thank you both. a man of tremendous faith, and everybody respects him, Jensen Franklin. Thank you, Jensen. And he's been with me from the beginning, day one, right? With Paula and a whole group of people. I want to thank you. And we just had a little session behind this wonderful stage. We had, must be 45
At least you're here, Terry.
ministers. They were praying. I said, if this doesn't work, nothing's going to work. Nothing's going to work if that doesn't work.
Welcome,
thank
Lisa.
You all. You're all incredible people. We have tremendous respect for you. Terrific man. Man was treated very unfairly, but he's a great man, and he really knows what he's doing. David Schaefer. David, thank you. Thank you, David. Where's David? Thank you,
President Trump
Great
always
job,
gives
David.
credit to other people.
And the #1 country music artist, Jason Aldean. He's my friend. But
Jason Aldean rocks.
You know, I played golf with him, and I said, you're much better with a guitar than you are with a golf club. Much. And he wasn't insulted by that, but thank you. Great guy. My son, Eric Trump. Where is Eric? Thank you, Eric. He works. And a woman that likes me because I will not allow men to be in women's sports, Riley Gaines.
Hey, fun fact. Eric Trump shook Muffin's paw.
Not even for a day, Riley.
Muffin met
We'll
Eric
do it very
Trump,
fast.
not me.
Benny
Muffin.
Johnson, thank you very much. And Peter Navarro, thank you
Yes,
very
he is
much.
funny.
And Steve Witkoff, one of the
Welcome,
great
Nelson.
entrepreneurs of our country, actually, Steve Witkoff. But I especially want to thank Charlie Kirk, because he is working.
Charlie
so
Kirk, woo! Great turning point, Charlie Kirk. You are
He has
amazing.
worked so hard.
Yes,
He's
he
working
has.
on
What a
making
great
sure
guy.
everything is proper. That's what he wants to do.
That's-
Turning point
that's what he
action. The
does.
job they do is amazing. The only
He's
thing
right.
is, one thing when I come here and do this for him, I always have to shake about 15 times the number of people. I was shaking hands for an hour. Oh,
For an hour.
I said, this must be a Charlie Kirk affair.
And
But you know
Trump's
what?
a
He's a
germaphobe.
fantastic person. The job he does with Turning Point, and I just want to congratulate him and thank him. He's working very hard.
Congratulations, Charlie Kirk.
So we are running against the most radical, most incompetent, most unfit vice president
Here comes
in the
the
history
sharks.
of our country. No one respects her. No one trusts her. No one takes her seriously.
Welcome, Exa
This is
Minor.
a woman who took yesterday off. How do you take yesterday off? You
Welcome,
got 13
Peter.
days. You're running for the presidency. She takes her time off. I've gone 52 days in a row, and I'm not taking any days off. That I can tell you.
Tom's with the Sharks right now. Peter, thank you.
No, but she's, think of that. She's
Aussies love Trump.
taking days off at levels not seen. I hear she's taking another one tomorrow or something. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Something's going on.
Maybe
She's
she knows
done.
something we don't know.
She
That's
knows.
bad, right?
He's
Maybe
right.
she knows
Something's
something we don't know.
going
Does everybody
on.
understand that? Maybe.
Welcome, PLLP.
She takes a day to study for a simple interview with an MSDNC
Brian,
reporter.
Screw Fox.
But then makes a
The
fool of
Beach
herself
Report
with
is
answers
where
that are
it's
so
at.
crazy, so crazy. And we'll never forget 60 Minutes. We're never going to forget it. We can't.
Arnie, I
think
thought
I'm
you
gonna
were a
sue them,
Pittsburgh
actually,
dude.
Because there's no way they can answer it. There's no way they can say,
Welcome
no,
back,
no,
Lisa.
we don't like the answer she gave. And they immediately replace it with something. There's no way they can answer that. But we are not running against Kamala. She means nothing. She is purely a vessel. She can't put two sentences together. She can't do it. Just like
Strasburg in
we
the
were not
house.
running against crooked Joe Biden.
Ben.
Who, by the way,
Stupid.
said yesterday about me, quote, we gotta lock him up. I told you. He said, then he denied it.
We're so right, Maureen.
Because he's not legally allowed to say, he doesn't lie, he can't say that.
Welcome,
But
Steve.
I've been telling you that for It's election interference. This is all it is.
Ben swimming
He
with
said
the
we
sharks.
gotta lock him up.
Don't worry, Lady D. Ham.
This is illegal and should cause cases. I mean, look, think of it. I've been under investigation more than the legendary Alphonse Capone, Scarface. And my parents are looking down, and my father was tough, and my mother was great. She was so sweet.
Shark
and I said
attack.
yesterday, I know she's in
Shark
heaven.
attack.
I'm not 100% sure of my father, but he was a good man. He's a tough guy and a good guy. He had a big heart too, and he was smart. He was smart. But they're looking down on me now and they're saying, how the hell could my son be worse than Alphonse Capone? How could he be?
The sharks are
these are crooked
circling.
people. This is all election interference. And you know the amazing thing? It made me much more popular. It's crazy, right? Because the people got it. Crazy. But as I've said, these lawsuits are being run by the Department of Justice, the FBI. Biden is behind it all, believe it or not. And he proved that yesterday with his stupid statement. And people are outraged by it. And we're running against something far bigger, far more powerful than them, which is a massive, vicious, crooked, radical left machine that runs today's Democrat Party. It's far bigger than them. This is who we're fighting, and we're fighting them hard. These are the people who are doing such harm to our country with their open borders and record-setting inflation and the Green New Scam. They're trying to destroy our country, but we're not going to let it happen any longer. We are going to have the biggest victory in the history of our country on November 5th.
That's right. Too big to rig.
We are going to
Thank you, Donna.
make America great again.
Yes,
November
we are.
5th. We are going to make America.
You're
Isn't
right,
it a beautiful
Peter.
expression, MAGA?
MAGA's
Think of it,
beautiful.
The greatest movement in the history of our country, and all of that fake news.
Welcome,
Mumbai. So back there. All of that fake news. If it weren't true, they'd say he said this and he said that. No, it's the greatest movement by far.
Brian.
You know, I was thinking the other day there was a good man, Pat Buchanan. A lot of you forget. He came in second in New Hampshire, and he built a huge career. We came in first in 38 different states.
Facts.
And then we won the presidency.
Facts.
We won the presidency. And then we did much better the second time.
Yeah, we did.
Millions and millions of votes more.
Welcome, Wesley.
And something very bad happened. But there is far more enthusiasm right now than for number one or number two by 50%.
Peter, God consecrated this man. No worries,
And you
my
see
friend.
that
No
by the
worries.
Votes that are coming in at numbers that
God
nobody
loves him.
Think of North Carolina.
Yes, he loves us.
Their property is devastated. Their lives, in many cases, are ruined. Everybody said if we get 50% of the vote, it would be a miracle. And it was Trump territory, I must say. It was mostly Trump. These are people that vote for me.
Three's
and
a
the
charm,
Republican
Linda.
Party. And what happens? They broke the all-time. Think of it. The house is gone. Some lost family members. The devastation. I can't believe it. Trees were turned upside down. Buses were thrown 100 yards away or floated there. The devastation was incredible. We really meant if we could get 50% of the vote, it would be amazing. We broke the all-time record. We've never had more votes from those areas than we did. Think of what that means. Well, think of what it means.
You know what it
It's impossible
means.
to conceive. And I want to thank them. North Carolina was really hit. Wow. I saw
like vodka.
sites over the last few days. I've never seen anything like it. Kamala Harris does not have the compassion, the
I like coffee,
intelligence,
too.
or the strength
I like
to
vodka
be the
in my
president
coffee.
of the United States. She cannot do the job. She's not fit. She's not fit to do the job. She's an international joke. Other countries and their leaders who are very streetwise people,
Weed as
they're
well.
at the top of their game.
Tequila
They
good.
can't believe this is even happening. She's going to end up getting us into World War III. We're not going to let that happen.
Weed with
And on
coffee,
top
not
of it all,
bad.
she says she would not do anything differently from Joe Biden. which is absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, disqualifying. Shouldn't even be allowed to
Polish vodka,
run.
the
He has almost a
best.
90% negative path.
Potato
90%. And she won't do anything differently, including saving the 325,000 children that I talked to you about. Let's take one quick look.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
No, nothing different.
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
I am Joe Biden. I am the second Joe Biden.
Evacuation from Afghanistan stunned Americans and the world.
Yeah, we're not drinking vodka very often, by the way.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that
Yeah, he's the bartender, right?
13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been caught
Oh, so true, Peter.
into the United States.
An Afghan national is in custody today after being accused of plotting an election-day terrorist attack. The suspect entered the U.S. on a special
I like to
immigrant
mix
visa.
the vodka.
New details in the murder of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national who crossed the unsecured southern border back in 2022. Two men investigators say are in the country.
Yeah,
illegally
cold
in Venezuela
vodka.
are charged with capital murder
On
and the
ice.
death of Jocelyn Nangarai.
A fifth illegal immigrant accused of attacking two New York City
Soda
police
water
officers
and
over
some
the weekend
cranberry
showed
juice.
no remorse or regret.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that
Good
comes to
point,
mind.
AXA.
18% who say the economy is in excellent good condition. US inflation has hit a new 40-year high, increasing by 9.1% over the financial year.
The cost of homes have spiked. Home buyers need to earn 80% more than they did in 2020 to afford a house.
Were you the last person in the room? Yes.
Yeah, it's
So
a
in closing,
movie.
here are the facts.
It's a crazy
Kamala Harris is
movie.
a radical left Marxist,
Yeah, don't forget
rated
about
even worse
Russia.
than Bernie Sanders or Pocahontas.
Pocahontas as well.
She destroyed our economy. She was an original creator of defund the police, and anybody who wants to defund the police even for one day is
I
not
love
worthy
you,
of being
Maureen.
president of the United States.
You're
Kamala
right.
Harris vowed to abolish ICE.
Arnie,
She
good
vowed
mixers.
repeatedly to ban fracking. As California Attorney General, she redefined child sex trafficking,
I love you
assault
guys.
with a deadly weapon, and rape of an unconscious person as nonviolent crimes. She pledged to confiscate your guns. She will confiscate your guns 100%, and endorsed a total ban on handgun ownership. She even called for free sex changes for illegal aliens
So
in
gross.
detention if they call for it. Think of it. Illegal aliens in detention, they got caught.
Key
If they want to
launches.
have a sex change
Project
operation,
Camelot.
she's in
I'm
favor
gonna
of
look that
it. And all at taxpayer
up. Keeping an eye,
expense.
Maureen. Keeping an
And
eye.
very importantly, and you saw that the other day, she lied about working at McDonald's. She'd never worked there.
But
She's a
Trump
liar.
did.
And she wants to turn our country woke. Take a quick look at this, because we had that toughest. And
Yeah.
remember this, I defeated ISIS
Baby's
with
a
our
wow-wow
military. They're
baby.
not going woke. They're not
Eaten
going
by
woke.
sharks.
You little scumbag! I got your name! I got your ass! You will not learn! You will not die! You will learn by the numbers!
Happy Pride. Happy Pride Month. And actually, let's declare it a summer of pride.
So you're a girl? Sir, yes, sir! Let me see your war face! Sir, you got a war face? Ah! That's a war face! Now let me see
Is this Full Metal Jacket? Is that what you guys told me yesterday?
Let me see your real war face!
What is this?
You will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death. Praise the war. But until that day, you are Jews. You're the lowest form of life on earth. You're not even human.
Barely Brown. That's a good name. Maybe we should call her Barely Brown from now on. All right, that's it, Justin. Thank you. He looks good tonight.
Thank you very much.
I know, I want to watch
So
it
with
too.
your vote this November, we're going to fire Kamala Harris, and we are going to save
I think it's
our
Korean,
country.
Donna.
We're going to save America. With your support, we will cut your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices, raise your wages, and bring thousands of factories back to America and back to the state of Georgia. They're coming back.
Bring them
And it
back.
won't even take long. We will build American.
Made in America.
We will buy American, and we will hire American. I will end the war in Ukraine. It
Yes,
should have
he
never
will.
started. I will stop the
Make
chaos
America peaceful
in the
again.
Middle East, and I will
I will,
prevent
Brian, I
World
will.
War III from happening. We would never closer than we are right
I gotta
now.
look that up. I don't know if I can watch
We will
it,
crush
actually.
violent crime and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect they so dearly deserve.
I think
We will
I've had
strengthen
enough
and
of
modernize our
AXA
military. We will build
done.
a massive missile defense shield over our country, all made in the USA.
AXA's gone.
Why shouldn't we have one? And
He's
we will
not one of
land an
us.
American astronaut on Mars in a very short period of time. We will rebuild our cities, including our capital in Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. We will teach our children to love our country, to honor
Trump
our
can do it,
history,
Dark
and to
Orbit.
always respect our great American flag.
Trump does everything.
We will get critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our
Yeah.
schools.
Miss Barely Brown. It's good. It has a ring to it.
We
I'll
will
try,
keep
Brian.
Men
I'll try.
out of women's sports.
Keep them out.
I will defend religious liberty. I will restore free speech. And I will defend the right to keep and bear arms, our
Oh,
Second
yes.
Amendment.
He's the great defender.
After years of building up foreign nations, defending foreign borders, and protecting foreign lands, we are finally going to build up our country, defend our borders, and protect our citizens. And we
If
will
Donna
stop
thinks I'm not gonna
illegal
like it, I'm not
immigration
gonna like
once
it.
and for all. It will be ended. We will not be invaded. We will not be occupied.
Trump
We will not be
protect us.
conquered. We
He
will
did
be
it
a free
before.
and proud nation once again.
Right, Wesley?
Everyone will prosper. Every family will thrive.
Amen.
And every day will be filled with opportunity and hope. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris and stop her radical left agenda with a landslide that is too big to rig.
All right, Arnie, I'm going to take your
Early
word
voting
for it.
is
I can't
underway.
watch
Get
that.
everyone you know. Tell your husband, Harry, get out of that sofa, Harry. Get out.
Get
Turn
off the
that damn football
sofa,
game off,
Harry.
You're going to vote, Harry. After all we have been through
Barely Brown
together,
going down. Love
we stand
that.
on the verge of the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. That's what we're going to have. With your help from now until Election Day, we will redeem America's promise. We will put America first, and we will take back the nation that we all so love.
About
We are
time.
one people, one family, and one glorious nation
Welcome,
under
Ken.
God. We will never give in. We will never give up.
Never give up.
We will never, ever back down.
Never
And
back
we will
down.
never, ever surrender.
Throwing you to the sharks.
And together we will fight, 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 and win, win, win.
Woo woo! Harry Harris, a good one too.
November 5th will be the most important day
Yeah,
in the
you're
history
crazy,
of our
loser.
country. You'll be so proud of your vote when you look back in 25 years, 50 years, a long time. You're going to be so proud. And together we will make America powerful again.
Semper Fi, baby.
We will make America wealthy again.
Yeah, we will.
We will make America healthy again.
Hell yes.
We will make America strong again.
Oh yeah.
We will make America proud again.
That's right.
We will make America safe again.
Yep.
We will make America
right.
great again.
Is Valhalla
Thank
a
you,
calm?
Georgia. God bless you. Thank you.
Justin, what's Valhalla mean?
Thank you very much. God bless you
Do
all.
I need to look it up? You tell us. Let's see Trump dance. Woo woo! There we go. That's my man. Makes me so happy. I'm gonna cry again. Right, Linda? Dance and sing, Trump. Oh, I love you. He makes me so happy. MAGA for life, baby. We won't need to be making it great again until Trump makes it great, and then we'll be great. Yep. That's my president right there. Dance it! Woo-hoo! YMCA. I love him. YMCA. Got that right, Ken. Woo! Me too, Peter. Hallo, Deutschland. Hallo, Dominique. Wir sprechen Deutsch hier. Woo, woo. Panzer Werfer. Yeah, what a great time we're having at the Turning Point rally. Uh-oh. Did they turn it off? No. I want to see Trump dance again. Let's go see what's going on over at right side. Check it out. Okay. You can watch everybody. Look at that. Look at all those people at the right side broadcasting, and these girls. How beautiful and young are they?
It was so great to see Trump get.
It was great. She's not wrong. Let me see if we can see any more. Trump leaving the stage. Is he already gone? Well, I think he is. Oh wait. Oh, there we go. Yeah, good night, President Trump. Well, they keep cutting the feed off here. I felt like I missed it earlier today, too, but oh well, we do what we can here on the Beach Report. So, you guys, I had such a good time with you all tonight, and you know, the trolls are always fun to throw to the sharks, so I'm glad they were here too. But we had a really great time tonight. And how amazing is it to see new Republican Tulsi Gabbard, along with still a Democrat, but we love him, RFK Jr. Oh my gosh, so amazing. And Charlie Kirk, thank you so much for putting together Turning Point USA. So I am so thrilled to be able to host this party. I love you guys being here with me. I love that we can all watch these Trump rallies together. So keep coming on. Hey, Slim Shady. Keep coming on with me. I'm covering every Trump rally until the election. And then after that, we win and we make America great again, healthy again, strong again, prosperous again, all the great agains. So, all right, you guys. Anyway, Harrisburg, J.D. Vance rally. I'm going to have to try to cover that. Saturday is a busy day for me this weekend. A lot of stuff going on. But I love that we can watch these rallies together. It really makes them so much better. Thank you, Greg. All right, you guys. I'm going to say ciao for now, and I will see you on the next Trump rally live Beach Report, whichever we're doing. You never know what's going to happen on the Beach Report. I say it out loud, Brian. Semper Fi. Semper Fi. I love you guys so much. And thank you, Arnie. And I'm glad you guys had a good time tonight. I know I love you guys being here with me. So I'm going to say ciao for now. See you guys on the next Beach Report. Make America great again, for real.